Hi guys, how are you? This is George. Welcome back to our GH live stream. So today we're going to share with you for this nude powder kit. So including 6 pieces the nude color. This color kit is called G642. And here's the number 1 base, the number 2 activator, and the number 3 the top, and the number 4 the brush saver. So here's the 4 pieces dip glue. For the G642, and you can see for these colors is the nude color kit. And it is the first giant dipping powder. Today, our nail technician wearing is this one. The number is called 2020, the number 20. And here's today's nail designs. And we call it the loyalty nails designs. It's suitable for the party and the wedding nails. So let's go for it. And actually for this kit, the G642, and we have the limited time sliding deal for the whole week. So you could focus on our GHdip. You could get this kit with favorable price, the cheaper price, because you have the limited time sliding deal. So now we're going to prepare the powder and the dip glue. So let's go. Here's the number 20, 20, and this color is kind of the nude color, a little bit gray, but light gray. And here's the number 26, the 26. It's another nude colors too. These 2 color both from this powder kit. And one is gray, another is a little bit red brown. And another one is number 119, 119. And this powder, the colors is from our G6401. For this 991 is the shimmer colors. So a little bit darker than these 2 colors. So later we're going to do the decoration by this color, the 119. So we already done all preparation for the nails. We take out the bond pipette. And dry the nail bed first. If you have the balm or the primer, you could use them. But as usual, we use the fake nails on our mother's nail, and we're going to show you how to make these designs. The purpose to make these designs, the steps. So we're going to prepare the number 1 base. For the number 1 base, you need to use it for every layer of the color powder. So first, you need to pick the suitable volume of the base and brush evenly on your entire nail, from the middle left to the right. So actually, after the base, you need to dip into the powders. And this color is called 26, the number 26. And after dipping, you need to brush off the excess powder from the nail beds. So we suggest to do 2 or 3 coats if you just want to do the solid nails. And today we're going to use this color as the basic color. For the sharp nails, we do not suggest to use the clear powder, but if you want the nail more thick, you could use the clear powder as the first layer. So every time put your finger 45-degree angle and dip into the color powder. And after dipping, you need to brush off the excess powder from your nail bed. So for this finger, we already done 2 layers of the color, and we bring out some dry flower. The dry flower is for the decoration. And actually, you need to brush 1 layer of the base again. Very thin layer, but you need to cover the entire nail. And bring out the brush. For this brush, it's the smallest brush. It's just to pick a little bit powder and just to sprinkle on the nails randomly. We just want to let the nails look more outstanding. We're not doing the whole nails ombre. This kind of just like the color block, but it's the ombre way, using a brush, the small brush, to help to tapping on the nails. And for this color, it's called 119 from G6401. So after the powder, and we are going to pick the sequins and the chunky glitter. So you just pick the suitable volume of the chunky glitter you want, but actually for our base is so fast to dry, so you need to control the speed when you're doing this kind of designs. We need to brush one layer on if you find the surface already dry. So we pick some chunky glitter and just light the starry stars and pick the small flower, the dry flower. For this kind, the dry flower is for the nail accessories. So we enlarge the camera to let you see the dry flower looks. As you can see, we picked two colors of the flower. For this kind of the dry flower, it's very suitable for decoration, and because it is so fine and small, so you won't feel so thick on your nails, but it looks gorgeous to do the decoration. You just do it rainbowy on your nails. So after all this thing, we're gonna to prepare the clear powder. Because no matter the chunky glitter or the shimmer, we must be covered one layer of the clear powder to protect your design. So we need to brush another layer of the base too. And just focus on how you brush, but do not let the dry flower come off. And for this kind of the designs, it looks a little bit 3D look. So for this finger ready down, but we're going to show you another nails. So every time you need to pick the suitable volume of the base and brush evenly to your entire nail. It's so important. And for this color is the number 20. It's from our G642. And for this G642 is the nude powder kit. So you could have 6 pieces of the nude colors. And again, we're going to do 2 layers of the color. One tips, when you before you dip into the powder, you need to shake well of the powder, and it won't easy to get uneven on the surface. So after that color, we are going to bring out the 119 colors. A little bit red brown for that colors. We're going to use the brush during the same way. Just pick a little bit of the powder and to do the color block, but this kind of the color block we're using the ombre way. Because for the nude color, if you want the designs looks more outstanding or fabulous, you need to have some more dark colors to let it showing out. So after the powder, no matter the ombre way or anyway, you need to shake off the excess powder from your nail bed. If you find already dry, you need to brush one layer, another layer of the base too. And for this, we're going to pick the chunky glitter And actually, because sometimes because your brush you cannot to pick the chunky glitter, just the small sizes glitter on, but this is from chunky glitter. We have one kit of the chunky glitter too. The item number code G6607. Just pick it and to do the decoration. So for this kind of the nails with the chunky glitter with the bling bling glitters, that looks like the loyalty. And later we're going to do another nails with the mirror powders too. Okay, so after the glitter, you need to cover one layer of the base too. So here's the important step. Every time you need to brush evenly off the base because the surface might be a little bit thick, but you need to brush evenly and then dip into the clear powder. Just leave it for around 30 seconds. Actually, you could, after 30 seconds, you could do the filing. But now we're going to do the designs of these fingers again. If you follow the last. So we're going to brush evenly for every layer. Here's the color of number 26. We need to do 2 times of the color. So every time you need to brush evenly off the base to your entire nail. But do not let the base to get on your cuticle skin. First, you won't feel good, and secondly, the powder will stick with your skin and you need to bring it out. So now we're going to do it again for the second layer. And just tap off. So we're going to apply the base to your entire nail again for the second layer. So here's the reasons why we need to brush off the excess powder from your nail bed. For our powder is smooth enough and with the faux pigment, so 2 to 3 coats is enough for you to do the designs. Okay, every time you need to remember to brush off the excess powder. So after the 2 times of the powder, you need to brush one layer of the base again. For this time, the base is for stick with the designs you like. For this 119 is the shimmer color. And we're going to using the pen brush, the small pen brush to just pick the powder and sprinkle on the nails. For this kind of the small pen brush, you could use it to make any other designs too. So after that, we are going to using the tweezers to help to pick the glitter on. As you can see, for our base is so fast to dry, so you need to do it a little bit fast when you're doing the decoration on the nails. And using the tweezers to help to pick the glitters on. And one more thing, we're going to pick the dry flowers. For the dry flowers, actually you could use for the combined with the clear powder or the white powders too. Then your flower will be more outstanding. And actually for the dry flower, you could buy it from Amazon with different colors. We picked 2 colors to do the decoration today. because it's so fine and small, so when you're using a tweezer to put it on the nail bed, you need to do it a little bit slow and gently. So after all these designs, we need to brush one layer of the base slowly and prepare the clear powder and dip into the clear powder and tap off. So for this finger, we're going to brush one layer of the base too. And after the base, it's the same way to bring out the powder. And just tap, 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 tap on the nails for the dark powder to let the design looks more outstanding. If you find with the excess powder on your nail bed, you need to brush off. So this time we're going to use the brush to pick the chunky glitter. It's the same way, going to tap, tap, tap on the nails. So use the base again and prepare the clear powder. So I think the client says why we have this big size of the clear powder. Actually, you could buy it from our dip powder accessories kit. It's the 2-ounce size, so it's 4 times bigger size than the half-ounce. So you could use it for a long time, but if you already have our G641 for that powder kits, you could have 1 half-ounce clear powders too. Okay, we're going to do the next. For the next, we're going to do the designs for only the powders. And this color is core number 26. A little bit red than the other nude colors. And just dip into the powders. Brush off the excess. So here's the same way to do the nails for 2 times. 2 times of the color is enough. And actually, if your nails are long, if you want the nails more thick, that you could use the clear powder as the first layer. Okay, so we're going to finish 2 times of the color. And for the top finger, we're going to use another nude color. And for that nude color is core number 20. So by the way, for this kit, the G642, if you have the interest to get this kit, the nude powder kit, you could enter the Amazon.com by searching GHdip. You could get this kit with the limited times lightning deal price now. So actually for the G642, we have many designs before to make the live stream and the tutorial. You could search in GHdip to get more information of this powder kits. And the item number called G642. So let us finish the color first. And later we're going to do the mirror powders on. So first we're going to use the powder, the color powder, as the basic color. Because for the mirror powder, you need to have the basic color, and then the mirror effect will show it now. So especially for the nude colors, you could select more light color, and then your mirror powders, the colors will show now more perfect. Or you could select the white or black colors too. So let's finish the color first. So no matter for which finger, we're going to use 2 times of the color. And after you use the powder, you need to keep the cap tightly closed. It's so necessary for you to do this step for every time. You need to keep the cap tightly closed. No matter the powder or the dip glue, especially for the activator. Actually, it will be disappear with the air because it is the volatile liquid. And for every time, you need to remember to brush the base evenly. And you won't easy to get the bumpy nails. And every time, brush off the excess. These all steps to avoid the bumpy problem. So you need to do the nails, follow our tutorial step by step. And cut off. And dip into the powders. 2 times is okay. So after 2 times of the color, brush off the excess powder. Okay, so later we're going to prepare the mirror powder. But first we need to clean the table first, and later you could see the effects on the nails more clearly. Because before the mirror powder, we need to do the filing, shaping, and buffing of the nail surface first. So actually for our fast dry dipping powder, because it's the unique formula, actually you could do the filing directly, no matter by the machine or the nail file. Because it's the unique formula, you just could do the filing without any activator. So until now, for our most of clients, they already know for our GHdip fast dry dipping powder kits, the powder do not need the activator to dry it. But the reason why we use the activator after the filing, shaping, and buffing, because we need to let the top get shiny and dry. So here's the reasons why we still need to use another time of the activator, but just only one time. So actually, if you do not have the nail file, you could buy our dip powder accessories kit. We have the salon quality nail tools there. You could got that nail file to file off the bumpy or uneven place by the nail file. But if you have the nail machine, do not worry. It's super easy to use them. You could control the speed of the machine. Because for the filing is so important part, although without any bumpy surface on your nail bed. Okay. So after the filing, we bring out the nail file for this one. Here's the nail file I talked. You could use this one to file off the bumpy place too. But normally we use this nail file to do the shaping. So no matter you are doing the gel polish nail or the powder nails, especially for the powder nails, sometimes your base may be a little bit more on the nail edge. So the powder will bumpy from the nail edge. So this kind of the nail file is so necessary for you to do the shaping, especially for the nail edge part. If you want to get more perfect nails, it's kind of the necessary part for you to do the shaping. You could hold your nail file gently and just to shade the nails with angles. Do not overuse them and do not press a little bit hard, and all your cuticle skin might get scratched. So just using your 2 fingers to hold the cuticle skin. So during the shaping and buffing, if you have any question, you could contact with us. And today's powder kit is called G642. And here's the nail buffer. So after the shaping, you need to do the buffing by this kind of the nail buffer. It's so necessary for you to do the buffing because we need to grind the nail surface more smooth. If you want later your top more shiny and glossy, and this step is so necessary for you and so important. So every time do not to complain why the top do not get dry or shiny, because you need to let the surface flat first. Let the surface get smooth first, and later your top coat will more glossy and shiny. So the buffing is so necessary for you to do the perfect powder nails. And you need to shape it or need to do the buffings from the nail bed. And for every time you need to do it slightly. Do not over buffing, because for over buffing, your cuticle skin might get scratched. So let you to do the filings, and once you need to hold your cuticle skins. So here's the things. When you during our fast dry dipping powder nails, you do not need to apply any activator before you do the filing and shaping or the buffing. As you can see, for the powder nails, it dry as the rock. You could do this whole nail process directly. And for the clear powder, you could see after the designs, we need to use the clear powder to cover it. And actually, for this kind of the dry flower, it could be have the 3D looks too. And one more thing, because we are doing the buffing, later you're going to doing the mirror powders too. So you need to keep the surface flat and smooth. For this powder kit is called G642. You could get 6 pieces of the nut powder and 4 pieces the dip glue. So for the nail buffing is so long time, but just focus on later we're going to show you how to make the mirror powders depending on these nut colors. Okay, finish, or actually if you're at home or salon, you could washing your hand now. But because we are the live stream, so we're going to brush off the excess powder or dust and by the brush. For that brush, every time you could see that, no matter the excess powder or the excess dust, we're using this one. For this brush, the hair is so soft, it won't scratch your cuticle skin. So back to the tutorial, we're going to use the lengthy white to wipe off the excess dust from the nail bed. It's so important to use this kind of the lengthy white to wipe off the excess dust, because later we're going to apply other dip glues on. You do not want the surface with the dust and with the dots. Okay. After cleaning, we're going to do the next. So here's the gel top coat. The reason why we take out the gel top coat, because for this finger we're going to do the mirror powder effect, because it wants more sticky. For the gel top coat, you need to brush evenly. No matter for which layer, you need to brush evenly on your nail bed. So we're going to do these two fingers with the mirror effect. So we need to brush one layer of the gel top coat. So remember, the reason why we use the gel top coat, because we are going to do the mirror powder of these two fingers. So after the gel top coat, every time make sure you need to prepare one UV lamp for curing around 30 seconds. The reason why we chose 30 seconds because we do not want the gel top coat to dry and a little bit sticky on the nail surface, because we're going to do the mirror powders on. You need to use the powders to let it stick with your nail bed. And after we prepare some just light eyeball brush to wipe the mirror powders on. So just use it to pick. And today's the mirror powder effects, we are selecting the holographic looks. So we bring out one brush, just like the eyeball brush for this one during the wiping on the nails. Just let this shine out for the mirror effect. You need to pick the suitable volume of this mirror powder. And for the mirror powder, it's so fine. So every time, especially if you are doing on your own nails, you need to wear the mask, the face mask. So it's so important because for this powder is so fine. It will flying on the air. So it turns out gorgeous for this mirror powder's look. So actually you could do more nails with this kind of the mirror powder too, because it won't kind of the wastage. It's so easy to make if your surface is smooth. So here's the reasons why we do all filing, shaping, and buffing on the nail bed. So after that, we need to use one layer of the gel top coat too for this finger. Only this finger. Because for these fingers, we already done the mirror powder. Especially for you to prepare the gel top coat for these fingers too. It's so necessary to use the gel top coat for this mirror powder effect nails, because every time we talk about the royalty nails, it must be looks very fabulous and shiny. So after the gel top coat, you need to curing for around 1 minute, 60 seconds. So during this 1 minute, we want to review all this process. You need to do the powder nails by the color first, especially the light colors, because today's our color is about the nude color. And after the nude colors, you need to shape well and need to do the buffing well on your nail surface, because when you're using the mirror powder, the surface must be smooth. And just wipe it on and use the gel top coat. For the gel top coat, the first layer, you need to for curing less than 30 seconds because you want the surface a little bit sticky. So after the mirror powder, you need to apply another layer of the gel top coat too for curing 1 minute. Then finish for this mirror effect powder nails. So after the mirror powders, we're going to prepare the gems, the nail accessories. And we're going to use the nail tools to pick the gels. For this gel is very thick. It's just for like the painting gel, not like the printing gel. It's more thick to do the decoration of the gems. And we're going to pick this one. It's kind of the gel top coat too for this one, but it's more thick than the other gel top coat. We're going to use the nail tools to pick the suitable volume on the nail bed. The sticky gel top coat. And after that, we pick the gems. Because a little bit bigger, so we're going to use the tricksers to help you to pick it on the nails. And it looks very fabulous for this kind of the designs. So after this thick gel top coat, we need to curate by the UV lamp too. So for the curing times around 1 minute too, because for this kind of the gems, the decoration of these diamonds is so big. So especially for you, you need to prepare the thick gel top coat. And actually, you could buy this from Amazon too. And you need to prepare the UV lamp for curing 1 minute because you do not want it come off easily. So for this kind of the rarity nails, you need to prepare the gems and the mirror powders. And you could let the nails look more outstanding. You could do the whole 10 nails, but actually, we're going to do another designs by other nails. So, thumbs up. Already done. Okay, it looks gorgeous. So after all these 2 fingers, we are going to do the rest of the nails. For the rest of the nails, we need to use the normal dipping way. For the normal dipping way, after filing, buffing, and shaping, so we need to use 1 layer of the activator. Brush 1 layer of the activator from the nail bed middle left to the right. Very thin layer, but you need to cover the entire nail because later we're going to apply the top on. For the top, we're using a gel top. Here's our number 3, the top. We're going to use the top for 2 times. So normally the first layer, very thin layer, and brush evenly for every layer of the dip glue. Brush evenly from the nail bed, from middle left to the right to your entire nail, to measure the entire nail. As you can see, for the dry flower, just like the jelly. So when you see the surface get matte, half dry but still sticky, we must apply the second layer of the top. But for the second layer, you need to apply much more than the first layer to make sure your surface get glossy. And wait around 1 minute, and for our top coat will get dry. Actually, for our top coat, it's more shiny and more fast dry than others. So you could buy this and saving your time, and actually it's super easy to use, very simple use. So you could use our powder kits, although you are the nail lovers but the beginners. So we're back to the tutorial. For another hand, we're going to apply one layer of the activator. Just remember, do not overuse our activator, or you might complain why the powder get cracking, because do not need to apply too much activator for our fast drying dipping powder. It's the special formula. So after the activator, you need to bring out the number 3, the top. It's the same way, you need to brush 2 layers of the top. The first layer, very thin layer, and make sure to cover your entire nail. And every time brush evenly from your nail bed, and don't forget the nail edge if you want to get more shiny. So after seconds, you need to apply the second layer immediately. Do not wait the first layer completely dry. So every time brush evenly for the top is so necessary, no matter which layer. It looks glossy for this nails with the glitter designs. Okay, so here's today's loyalty nails designs. For this powder kit, it's called G642. For the G642, it's the nude powder kit. Today we select 2 colors to make the designs. And for that more dark colors, it's number 119 from our G6401. So here's today's design of the loyalty mirror powder effects designs. So if you got any interest, just contact with us or any more suggestions. Thanks for watching. See you next time.